Hello, my friends. I'm so happy you're here with me today. Are you ready to hear a story about courage, curiosity, and a little bit of fluff? My name is Coco. I'm a little chick, but I have a big heart. Even though I'm small, I love to dream big and imagine all the wonderful things waiting for me out in the world. Today, I want to tell you about my very first adventure. It's a story about being brave, even when you feel a little bit scared. This morning I woke up to the sound of birds singing and the gentle warmth of sunlight peeking into my nest. I stretched my tiny wings and felt a flutter in my tummy. Today felt special. I stood right in front of the tiniest door you've ever seen. It was so small, just my size, and it looked like it was waiting just for me. It was the door to the big world outside my cozy little nest. I could hear the wind whispering and the leaves rustling, calling me to come and explore. I looked at it and thought, should I go or should I stay? My nest was warm and safe, but my heart was full of questions about what was out there. But then my heart whispered to me, try, don't be afraid. Sometimes the best adventures start with a tiny bit of courage. So I took a deep breath and slowly opened the door. My little beak pushed it open and I peeked outside for the very first time. Ooh! The sunlight touched my eyes and the fresh air tickled my little yellow feathers. It felt like the whole world was saying, welcome, Coco. I took one step, then another. My feet felt the cool, soft grass for the very first time. It was a little scary, but also so exciting. Wow, everything looked so new and exciting. The world was so much bigger than I ever imagined from inside my nest. I saw green grass waving in the wind, like it was dancing just for me. Each blade sparkled with tiny drops of morning dew. Colourful flowers smiled up at the sky, their petals opening wide to greet the sun. I'd never seen so many colours before. Red, yellow, blue and purple, and the sound of birds singing their happy songs filled the air. Their music made me feel like I was part of a big, beautiful family. And then I spotted a busy little bee buzzing around a flower. She zipped from blossom to blossom, working hard and looking so cheerful. She looked so happy, I thought, let me try buzzing like her. Psst. I flapped my wings and wiggled my little body, pretending to be a bee. Oops! I fell flat on my face. My feet got tangled in the grass and I tumbled right over. But you know what? It didn't hurt at all, it just made me giggle. But you know what? I just laughed and shook the dust off my wings and kept on walking. Every little fall is just a chance to get back up and try again. Then I saw the tiniest ant you can imagine. She was carrying a giant piece of bread all by herself. She looked so determined, even though the bread was much bigger than she was. I said, hello, and she stopped and looked at me with her tiny eyes. I wondered how she could be so strong and brave. She said, oh, a little chick, what are you doing here all alone? Her voice was tiny but kind. I smiled and said, I'm on my first adventure. I want to see what the world is like and meet new friends just like you. She nodded and said, the world is big, but if you go step by step, you'll learn and grow. Every journey starts with a single step, and every friend you meet can teach you something new. I waved goodbye to my new friend, feeling even braver than before. I realized that even the smallest creatures can do amazing things. That made me feel so brave. I stood up tall, fluffed my feathers, and looked around at the big, beautiful world. I walked back to my nest with a happy heart, proud of my little journey. My feet were tired, but my heart felt light and full of joy. As I snuggled back into my cozy nest, I thought about all the things I'd seen and learned. I felt a little bit bigger and a lot more confident. And I said to myself, today I learned that the first step can be hard, but the most important thing is to begin. Every adventure starts with a little courage and a lot of heart. Thank you for joining me, friends. I hope you remember that you can be brave too, no matter how small you feel. See you tomorrow for a new adventure with Coco, the tiny hero chick. Until then, keep dreaming, keep exploring, and never be afraid to take your first step. Bye-bye.